Alright, this video is going to go out to Jamie. I won't speak to you personally, brother, but I mean, everybody else can listen if they want to. But he is the one so far that has made the most progress in repeating my work. I don't know why he decided to do it. He probably don't know why he decided to do it, right? Why it sparked his interest, but it did. And I know why, and he'll find out later why. But I want to say this, Jamie, I can see you're struggling with the religion part of it. Within these stones, this is, you said, was a story, and I'll tell you the story. It's the Popol Vuh. And within the Popol Vuh speaks of that flood you talk about. And I know you keep hanging on to the Bible, and you keep hanging on to Jesus, and that's what good people are supposed to do. I understand that. I'm not gonna fault you for that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you believe. Me myself, when I started this journey, right, I was an atheist. Right? I did not believe in what the Bible said because to me the Bible didn't make sense. And for some reason these things picked me. I did not pick them. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but I did not go searching for these stones. These stones found me. And when I found them, or they found me, whatever, and I tried to present it to somebody and I seen what I seen, and it was a repetitive thing. They told me I was crazy, and I just wanted to get to the bottom of it. And that is what led me into looking into more of these rocks, into more of history. And then you'll find yourself doing the same thing. And what it's going to boil down to is the history of the church, and why the church is here, and why the commune built the community. These little bird men, they tell a story. Here's a shark. And it's in all of them, right? And you know this, and you found the totems, and you know this. And it's the Popol Vuh. But that flood you speaking about that knocked down all these totems was before this, because these stones speak of that flood. So I'd go ahead and show you wrong there. The Bible in Christianity is a religion. They redone the legion. These stones speak of the legion, right? I'm not atheist anymore. I know there's a Lord, a Creator. There's no way that there's this many stones that lay all over the world, brother. You know, in Turkey and Indonesia, where yes, they still stand to this day. I've had my subscribers say they call them something. I forget the term they call them, but they're old deities. They're the 200 watchers that were sent here by God to watch over us. And what happened was the popes, the kings, said that the Lord spoke to them and gave them divine right. Now what that means is they said that God gave them the right to rule over us. Right? That's divine right. And if you read your Popol Bulls, it speaks of how this land could be discovered because these people were not Christian. And the Christians come in, and yes, they did. They threw a lot of these things in the creeks. And they're known as creek stones, the Creek Indians. Right? Yes, they were buried. They were knocked over. The Americans are way older than what you think. And no, it wasn't white man. It wasn't white man. I'm white man. It was white man. Yeah, it was a white man, but it wasn't white man. White man was only doing what he was told to do because everybody that was really in charge is sitting over there in Europe, right? It was just Du Bois set up here to set up a corporation under Britain, which is what it is. Israel's the same way. The corporation under Britain, Christians fighting for non-Christian land. It's just the way it is. But try to look through religion. Try to look older than that Bible, because there's things older than that Bible. They want you to think the Bible's older than them. And the Popol Vuh speaks of the accent. The Popol Vuh speaks of a flood because we didn't protect the stones. And the monkey that's in these stones, he's about this angle right here. I think he's on this side. He's right here, you see him. Um, that tells the story of the Lord flooding the earth because we did not protect the stones. So man was drove into the tree the first time. That's when he made man out of, I think he made him out of dirt that time. Or it may have been wood, but he ended up in the trees. And that's where you get the monkeys from. But try to look past your religion and faith, because faith is a believing in a lie. But faith is believing in something you don't know. That's what it is. Faith is believing in something that cannot be proven. Therefore, you got to have faith. But just look at these rocks for what they are. You keep talking about the story within them. Find the story within them. Look up the Popol Vuh. It's a long thing. Look, the Popol Vuh with art or something. It's a real long. Sit down and listen to it. You'll see that the stories in the Bible have just been repeated, you know, and it's all a lie in the Bible, right? Eve ate the apple, but it's stuck in Adam's throat. There's lots of things about we can question. But try to look past that. But yeah, I would love to see what them stones are you got in the ground, brother. And great work. I know I struggled there for a long time with a lot of stuff. And I can see you're kind of struggling with trying to figure out what the stones are about while keeping the faith in your religion. But if you realize your religion was forced upon the people here in this country, and they were not allowed to eat or drink or nothing unless they went to the church and prayed to Jesus. And Jesus didn't exist in the time of Jesus because there was no J, right? King James invented the J. King James, he put the J. He was the first one to put the J in. There was no J before then. Before then, Jesus was IESVS, right? Jesus, and it's Hail Zeus. In my opinion, Jesus was Satan that was kicked out of heaven and came down, convinced man that he was the Son of God, and turned man upon the watchers and the pagans, which are known as the old tree huggers. You probably got more pagan in you, Jamie, than you have Christian. Yes, the church did come here. They knocked down all the stones, and all this clear-cut land you see, most of it was all cleared off. It was flattened. They had been trying to flatten it since the marshes. There used to be big marshes that kept all this flooding from happening, but we got rid of all that. We tried to sculpt Mother Earth into something she's not supposed to be. That's why you're having all the floods and this and that, because we've taken all the trees. We've directed all the runoff in one direction. So much. I don't know. I'm rambling now. But peace, Jamie. Much love. Great work, brother. And I'd love to see what you got next, man. I'm out.